Hi, and welcome to BeatleDave's Beatles channel. Today's video is episode 7 of my Apple Records album series, so please come and join me. So hello one and all, and welcome to BeatleDave's Beatles channel. Hope I find all you fantastic Beatles people doing really well, and thank you so much for joining me again. Well, the subject for today's showing is episode 7 of my Apple Records album series, and it's the Modern Jazz Quartet and their second and final Apple Records LP, Space. And what a fantastic looking cover it is as well. Apparently John Lennon really liked the cover for that album. And I've got some really great variations to show you guys today as well. So in this series I've decided to show each album in release date order, as well as showing any additional USA or reissue pressings, and of course some 8 tracks as well. So obviously I won't be showing any solo Beatles albums, just the other artists that were signed to the Apple Records label. Right now it's time for something completely different. It's Ask BeatleDave, yeah! So yes, welcome to Ask BeatleDave, where I'll be answering your questions that you have about anything Beatles related, about anything to do with the solo careers, anything I've shown or haven't shown, just about any question you want to ask me, and I'll endeavour to answer it right here. So today's question is from Brandon Random. Hiya Brandon, hope you're well my friend. And he asks, BeatleDave, which is your favourite Beatles feature film? And also, do you have a favourite Beatles promo film? Okay then, so as far as my favourite Beatles feature film, I'm going to have to say it's A Hard Day's Night, which is a shame it's not in colour, but I really think it's as close to being a fly on the wall with the Beatles at that hectic time as you possibly could be. And of course, it's a great film, and of course there's great music as well. What's there not to like? So as regards to a favourite promo film then, I mean there is quite a few fabulous ones that the guys made, including Paperback Writer and Rain, but undoubtedly though it's going to have to be either Strawberry Fields Forever or Penny Lane, which for the most part were filmed in Knoll Park in Sevenoaks in Kent. But I just love both of those songs, and both videos are just full of fabulous imagery, just wonderful stuff. So Brandon, I really hope that answers that question for you, and guys, if you want to contribute to Ask BeatleDave, just send me a question in the comments and I'll include it in a future episode. It's that simple. So come on, please me by getting involved and ask me some super questions. Okay then, so moving on now, it's time for I Call Your Name. So yes, it's on to them old shout-outs, and it's a great big BeatleDave hi to Stephen Grundy, Julia Daly, Martin Robinson, hiya Martin, What Can I Tell Ya, Johnny Pockney, Aerobolt, Andrew Mateus and Ms Knight Errant. So that's a great big hi from yours truly, BeatleDave. So on to the main event then today, and it's episode 7 of my Apple Records album series, and it's the Modern Jazz Quartet LP, Space. So come and join me. Space is an album by the American jazz group the Modern Jazz Quartet, which was released by Apple Records in the UK on the 24th of October 1969 and in the USA on the 10th of November 1969. The album features performances recorded in 1969 and is the quartet's first 8-track recording, but despite the updated technology, the album was made quickly and without fuss. Renowned for broadening the scope of modern jazz since their inception in the early 1950s, they embraced all manner of diverse musical forms and stood apart with the distinctive lineup of piano, vibes, bass and drums. The MJQ's breadth of vision came from their chief composer and ideas man, John Lewis, who refused to be restricted by formulas. The quartet's second and final album for the Beatles' Apple label is a perfect example of this attitude, boasting as it does jazz, pop and classical themes. The album was recorded in March 1969 with supervising producer Peter Asher. The sessions took place at Trident Studios in London, a venue chosen because Apple Studios were not ready for recording. However, Trident's 8-track recording facilities were in constant demand and proving very popular with other Apple artists also. The album's artwork was taken from an original painting by New York artist Sid Mara, does at least reflect the opening pieces of music with its dark spheres to resemble planets and splattered backgrounds like galaxies. Space is a beautiful, immaculately played album which proved justifiably popular in 1969, prompting Apple to make a second pressing and also 27 years later a brand new remastered edition to attract a whole new audience. So let's take a look. So here it is then, the Modern Jazz Quartet album Space, released in the UK on the 24th of October 1969 on Apple Records, catalogue number Sapcor 10. And you know, Apple Records was such a great and utopian idea at the time when it was first thought of, bringing such different and diverse artists to the label with many different styles, which is why the likes of the MJQ were signed among many others, but because of lack of promotion and success, this led to many of these artists to leave as quickly as they were signed. So starting with the cover then, and the original picture of this particular sleeve was actually done by Sid Mara, who's a New York artist, and apparently John Lewis actually see this particular picture and he actually wanted to buy it. But it's a fantastic looking picture, so we're going to take a look first. So we've got a great looking album sleeve there. You've got the spheres, the black spheres amongst the galaxies there. MJQ Space there with that great big Granny Smith top right there. It's a really fabulous looking cover. I believe John Lennon really liked this cover as well, apparently. It's a fabulous looking cover. I'm going to flip that over to see the other side. And we've got Apple Records there at the bottom. In fact, I'll flip it out to see the full image so you can get the whole effect there. It's a really fantastic looking cover, this one. Really nice. Okay, so let's take a look at the inside of the gatefold there. And then we've got Space, the Modern Jazz Quartet. Visitor from Venus, Visitor from Mars. Makes you wonder if Paul McCartney was influenced there with Venus and Mars. And here's that rainy day. And on side 2 we've got Dilemma and Adagio. You've got the members of the Modern Jazz Quartet, John Lewis, piano, Milt Jackson on vibraphone, Percy Heath on double bass, and of course Connie Kay on the drums. So you got produced by John Lewis there, supervised by Peter Asher, with art direction and cover painting by Sid Mara, and inside photography there by Tony Evans. And you've got John Lewis there, bottom left, with Milt Jackson there. And on this side we've got Percy Heath, and of course Connie Kay on the drums top right there. It's a fabulous cover, this one. And then we've got the spine there. So we've got the original white inner sleeve there. It's the patents applied for, with the Made in England there on the right hand side. And this one's in fabulous shape. So onto the original first pressing vinyl then. Got quite a dark apple, as you would expect from the time. But this is absolutely perfect mint condition, this one. It's really beautiful. Have played it recently and it does sound really, really awesome. If you like jazz, of course. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I really do like it. It's really cool. It's really nice to listen to and it's quite mellow. So of course there we got the Apple Records perimeter rim there, with Space, the Modern Jazz Quartet above the centre hole. And then on the left we got the 33 1/3, manufactured in the UK with side 1. And on the right there we got the stereo, Sapcor 10 and the P 1969. With all the tracks listed there at the bottom. There's only 3 tracks on this side. So the matrix on side 1, nice and easy, is Sapcor 10A-1. So I'm going to flip that over onto side 2 there. 2 tracks on this side. Of course, we got the Apple Records perimeter rim there, with the space and the Modern Jazz Quartet above the centre hole, and the 33 1/3 manufactured in the UK, and side 2 on the left, and on the right there we got the stereo, Sapcor 10 and the P 1969, with the track listing there on the bottom. The matrix once again on side 2, Sapcor 10B-1. Getting a lot harder to find these records these days in this sort of condition. This one's in absolutely perfect condition. So moving on then to another pressing of Space which I've got here. This one is the USA original issue, which was released on the 10th of November 1969 on Apple Records, catalogue number STAO3360. And this one is virtually sealed. There is a slight split at the seal at the top, and of course we've got a little drill hole there in the top right, which is narrowly missing the apple there. But we've got the catalogue number there, top left, MJQ space. Got that fabulous looking picture again. Really brilliant. It's just got a slight little bit of the shrink just coming away there, but nothing major. Really difficult to find these sealed now these days. I'm going to flip that over. More of the great picture there. Of course at the bottom we've got Apple Records and the details there in Vine Street, or North Vine Street, California. And then we've got that spine. Modern Jazz Quartet space and STAO 3360. So moving on then to another USA issue which I've got here. This is actually the Record Club issue, which was released on the 10th of November 1969 on Apple Records, catalogue number STAO 53360. And that's how you indicate a Record Club issue, because you've got that extra 5 between the letters and the numbers there. So looking at the cover then, once again, got a fabulous looking cover. It's lovely, lovely colours on this. Just got a slight sheen. There's no laminate on these American issues. Got the catalogue number top left there with the MJQ space. Of course, you've got that fabulous Granny Smith there. Fabulous looking cover. Of course, you've got the back with the details at the bottom of Apple Records in North Vine Street, California. We're going to take a look at that gatefold. Exactly the same as the UK edition. And then this side. And you've got the catalogue number at the bottom as well, on bottom right there. Let's take a look at that spine. So you've got the Modern Jazz Quartet there, space, and then the catalogue number. And then we've got the Apple Records, USA Apple Records inner sleeve there. Got no die cut holes in this one. So moving on to the vinyl then. And this one's really quite a thick vinyl actually. Really quite a weighty one. So really nice label on this as well. Quite a nice dark green one, but it's still legible, all the writing. You've got Space and Modern Jazz Quartet there at the top of the label, with the stereo on the left hand side, the catalogue number and side 1 to the right, and of course you've got the track listings below that. With the matrix on side 1 is ST1 5-3360-1. Going to flip that over. And then we've got on side 2, you've got Space and Modern Jazz Quartet to the left now, with the stereo indicator. And on the right there, we've got the catalogue number and side 2, with the tracks listed there. And you've got recorded in England, and you've got the Apple Records ink down the perimeter at the bottom there. And this vinyl's in absolutely lovely shape. It's a really nice one. So the next Modern Jazz Quartet space item which I've got to show then is this USA 8-track, which was released on the 10th of November 1969 on Apple Records, catalogue number 8XT3360. So this one has the shrink on, but we can take the tape out actually, because the bottom bit's been cleverly taken away or just split. So there we go, we've got the Modern Jazz Quartet there, space, with the Apple logo and the catalogue number. And then you've got program 1, 2, 3 and 4 with the Apple 8-track stereo there. And on the back, of course, we've got Apple 8-track stereo warranty. And then we've got the Apple 8-track stereo at the top. I'm just going to see if I can pull this out. A little bit awkward this one, but there we go. We got him out. And there's the tape itself. It's an absolutely superb shape. A lot of these bubble, actually a lot of these cassettes, which is a bit unfortunate, but I suppose it's something to do with the glue, but this one looks pretty good. And there's the spine of the box. And there's the tape. That's an absolutely fabulous shape, this one. Really nice. So the final vinyl then I've got to show today of the Modern Jazz Quartet and Space is this Apple Records Reissue campaign one, which was released on the 10th of December 1996, catalogue number Sapcor 10, and it's also got a barcode alternate number which is 7243853811614. And let's take a look at the cover now. As you can see, it's still got some shrink wrap on it. It's not a gatefold sleeve, this one, unfortunately, but this one is still great. It's a really great digital remaster, this one. So you've got MJQ there in space, top left, with that Granny Smith, top right, and of course a reproduction of the original cover. I'm going to flip that over, and there at the top there we've got Modern Jazz Quartet and Space, with all the track listings there. And top right we've got that barcode. And then bottom left, we've got that Granny Smith and all the digital remasters details there from 96 and of course digitally remastered, originally released in 1969. And let's take a look at that spine then as well. So with this issue then, we've got a printed inner sleeve there, with plenty more information about the Modern Jazz Quartet and this particular album. Got the catalogue number and the barcode number at the top there, with two pictures of John Lewis there and Milt Jackson. And we got the track listing at the bottom. I'm going to flip that over. You've got some more information there with Connie Kay and Percy Heath there. And of course you've got that Granny Smith and the 1996 digital remasters details. And this is in perfect shape. So onto the vinyl then. We've got a fabulous looking Apple label there. It's a really nice looking one. A lot lighter, but it's really nice. Of course there you've got the MJQ and Space there above the centre hole, with the 33 1/3 manufactured in the UK and side 1 on the left, with the stereo and Sapcor 10 on the right and the 1996 remastered details there. And of course the matrix on this side is Sapcor 10 A-01-1-1. I'm going to flip that over. Sounds really great actually, this remaster as well. Sounds really good. This label just looks a slightly bit strange, slightly more washed out I think. But there again you've got the MJQ there and Space above the centre hole, with the 33 1/3 and manufactured in the UK on the left with side 2. And then on the right there we've got stereo, Sapcor 10 and the 1996 digital remaster details. Of course you've got the tracks at the bottom there. And once again the matrix on side 2 is Sapcor 10 B-01-1-1. It's a really nice record, this one. So thank you everybody for tuning in today, and I really hope you've enjoyed seeing those Modern Jazz Quartet space items that I've got in my collection. And as always, I appreciate any comments I get from any of you Beatles people, and I'll always reply to you just as soon as I can. So the next Apple Records album series episode will be back again next month with Badfinger's debut album, Magic Christian Music. So next week's video, I will be showing some Beatles anthology press kits, so please make sure you're here next week, same Beatles time, same Beatles channel. So anyway, as always guys, if you enjoy what I'm doing, why not give us a like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos. This is BeatleDave signing off. BeatleDave.